All right, guys, what's going on? It's Joe from Odyssey Off-Road here. Welcome to the channel. You may be scratching your head because I just did one of these videos a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, on the Ford Ranger I bought. So if you're a subscriber and you visited the channel in the past, you'll know I had a Ford Ranger prior to this. I only had it for 3 weeks. This is the new vehicle. I'm not going to get into details to why I don't have the Ford Ranger anymore, but there was a couple issues. If you guys really must know, you can DM me on Instagram at Odyssey_Offroad, and I'll be happy to share. But I'm not going to disclose that right now in the video. Maybe at a future date, though. But what we're driving right now, this is a 2022 Ram 1500. This is the it's a special edition vehicle, so it's called the Built to Serve edition. They only make about 9,000 of them a year, and basically how you see is how it comes. The only thing I did to it that made a change at all was there was a decal they put on the bedside, which kind of looks like an afterthought. It's like a little American flag and says Built to Serve under it, but it's pretty tacky in design. It was really my only thing I didn't like about the truck, so I peeled those off before I waxed it yesterday. But everything else you see here is how it comes and how they build them. You can't build one on the Ram website from what I was looking at. They just build these and send them to dealers allocated. They don't know when they're getting them or if they're getting any. They can't really request them from what I understand. So what happened was, had some issues, went shopping around for a different truck, was debating on even just going back to a TRD Pro Tundra and looking at some used ones. Went to a Ram dealer who had a used TRD Pro Tundra, a 2016 model. Pulled up, check it out, and it was pretty beat. So, obviously said no to that. On the way out of the parking lot, my daughter was with me. She's like, "Oh, that's a nice truck, the Ram." Wasn't this one, but there was a white one with the Nightshade edition there, but it was 2-wheel drive. So we got out and looked at it. Salesman came back over to me again. I said, "Oh, you interested in a Ram?" And I wasn't really interested in spending this kind of money initially. So I said, "Well, not really, but if I did, I need a 4x4. So we kind of talked over some things, and he's like, "Well, you can order one, take 10, 12 weeks, and build it how you want it. This way, you can have the price where you want it, just get the options you want, or what have you." So kind of went home, thought about it, talked about it with the wife. She kind of wanted me to have a full-size truck anyway, just for the room, for the kids, getting around, in a mid-sized truck with the kids can be difficult at times. If any of you have children, they like to bring a lot of their stuff with them. And you sit in the back seat, they have their backpack with their stuff, or they're going somewhere and you're bringing them somewhere. There's just no room to even put anything by the feet, when you're in a mid-sized truck. So that is a downfall of the mid-sized truck. There's ups and downs to both, obviously, having a mid-size and a full-size. So she was all for me getting a full-size truck if I can get something that, with everything I wanted, that I can commit to keeping, and for a long term. So kind of went on the website, was going to build one, and then dealer called me and said they had rebates on this one if I wanted it. Well, they had rebates in general, but this one there that was on the lot that I had looked at when I was there earlier in the day, they said the rebates on this one as well, which they weren't sure if they had. So I went back, we worked out a deal, drove it home that night. That was 2 nights ago. And so kind of talk you through what it is. Built to Serve edition. Basically, so it comes in this color here. It's called Red Line Pearl Coat. It's a beautiful color. You'll see in different lighting. I don't know how it's portraying here, but there's a lot of pearl in the paint. It at times looks like a flame red. And then you have instances like right now where it's in the shade and it kind of looks like a maroon. And then you'll have times where it just looks like a real candy apple red. It's got a lot of different variants depending on the angle you look at it. It's a beautiful color. So this package, when they build it, you get the black bumpers, blacked out grille. There's no chrome on the truck. This one was built with the Hemi, with the e-torque. So Hemi engine alone is 395 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque, and the e-torque adds about 120 pounds-feet of torque from off the line. So like when you're pulling, or if you're towing, when you take off, you get an extra 110, 120 foot-pounds of torque there on takeoff. That's what the e-torque does. It's just basically an electric motor system attached to your engine. It's not really a hybrid. Although people call it that, it's not really what it is. So you get those running boards with it as well. You get those wheels. They're special to this package as well. Basically what you get is the off-road package. So it has all the underbody skid plates. It has a 1-inch ride height increase over a standard Ram 1500. With the off-road package, besides the additional ride height, you get a rear locker. You get some off-road goodies there. You get the black chrome exhaust tips. So that's not a standard chrome tip, it's the black chrome. So that's nice as well. You get all the blacked out badging. Like I said, there's no chrome on the truck at all. Some really nice features with this truck. So you have an LED light right there. When it's at night and you're approaching the truck, you unlock it, this lights up. That's kind of illuminate the tailgate there. One thing it doesn't have, the truck is a bed liner, which I need. Actually, it has two things I need. It has a bed liner, and then it needs a trailer brake control installed. It has everything but that. So we'll be adding those two things. And the tailgate on this truck is super, it's super light. You can catch it with one finger. It's aluminum tailgate. All LED lighting. So you have the LED tail lights, LED headlights, LED fog lights. The headlights are amazingly bright. Drove it at night last night. Lights up the entire road just with the low beams on. And the fog lights are also LED. So these are a reflector type LED light. You'll see it says Ram LED in there. And you don't see the bulbs. It kind of illuminates from that hole in the bottom and then reflects out. So you get the black bezels, black grille. You get the front sensors, front parking sensors. You get the tow hooks as it's part of the package as well. And then you get the rear parking sensors also. Standard hood, nothing different there. Other than you get the blacked out emblems on the hood. Only other color on this is where it says e-torque in the blue. If you got it with just the regular Hemi, or just say Hemi, 1500 Hemi, and then you wouldn't have the blue e-torque. So, Falcon Wild Peak tires, great tires. I had these on the Jeep. I love them. Very, very good tire. One thing I may do is flip them around. I don't like the white letters facing out. So I may just go to discount and have them swap it, put the black, the white letters facing in, black letters facing out. Just kind of complete the full blackout. I don't know why they face the white letters out. To me, that's like circa 1985. But yeah, man, the color is terrific. The ride is unbelievably smooth. I'm really enjoying driving around in this thing. It's super comfortable. It's like driving a Cadillac of trucks, really. The rear suspension is a 4-link coilover system, coil spring system, I should say. So it's kind of like the way the rear suspension is set up in a Jeep, where you have coil springs instead of leafs. The new Toyota Tundras are set up that way too. They went to that. And with this being the off-road package, you get the heavy duty springs. So it should be minimal sag when you're towing. At least that's what I'm told. We'll find out. What else can I say about the outside? Outside kind of speaks for itself. The color is just terrific. I don't know if you guys are getting a good idea of it, but you get the LED turn signals there. It says Ram. It says Ram in a lot of things, like in the headlights, on there, on the mirrors, on a lot here on this truck. They're not shy about putting the word Ram in everything. That's a nice shot right there. Truck's just beautiful, and it drives amazing. I can't say enough good things about the ride comfort. It's terrific. So let me take you to the inside. The inside is really where these Rams shine to me. The backs, so I'll show you the back seat first. So as you can see, you got a plethora of leg room in here. So door panels, kind of got the it's like diamond plating. It looks kind of, that focus. Really nice stuff. Quality materials. Everything feels solid. You got all soft touch here on the armrests. The Molly panels here are unique to the Built to Serve edition as well. Comes with that. This is the Built to Serve Firefighter edition to honor firefighters. So that's why it's, I don't know if that's why it's red, but I believe it only comes in red and black, from what I'm told. You have more cup holders here in between the seats. You got the orangish, they say it's orange stitching. It looks pretty red. It's orange, but it's a reddish orange. So you got the red orange stitching. Then you got the inserts here. It's kind of like a mesh, black mesh with the orange inside, orangish red inside. Really nice. Now, great feature here is when I go to the dunes during dune season, if you guys follow my channel, you know I have the ATVs and stuff. I throw my quad in the bed of the truck. We go to the dunes and we kind of rough it. I sleep in the back of the truck typically. With this truck, it's going to be great. I can just fold the seats up, set up my bed right on the floor, and there's a ton of room. I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'7", so I have plenty of room there. You see all the ports you get there, all the outlets. 2 USB-Cs, 2 USBs. You got the regular 110 right there. A little cubby right here. More cup holders there. You get more cup holders in the doors as well. Little storage container here. There's storage everywhere in this truck. Well, I got the seat up. Let me show you. Speaking of storage, so it comes with the all-weather floor mats also, part of the Built to Serve. You get that. You have these coolers and / storage boxes in each side. I'm told you can use them as coolers, and I'm assuming you can because the insides come out. So you open those up. I have my toe straps and stuff in there, but ratchet straps. But this whole thing comes out the inside. So if you had like a cooler in there, you can put some ice packs or whatever and put some drinks in there while you're on the road. I don't know if I'll ever use them for that, but it may come in handy. And then there's one on each side. There's one here and there's one on the other side. So the mats are kind of built to design to go over those like that. You can see they don't just sit flat on the floor. They kind of hug around it. So that's nice. Nice back seat. I mean, I'll hop in, I'll show you the legroom, but I mean, you can get an idea based on just looking at it, how gigantic it is. So with the seat set up for me, I mean, it's you can practically lay down and my legs are completely flat straight out right there. So you'll see I got a full elbow to wrist to the seat in front of me. I mean, there's tremendous amount of room. This probably is just as big as the back seat in the Tundra, the second generation Tundra, because that had a ton of room as well. Side steps are really nice. They're solid. They hug the body. They don't hang down too much. So I'm probably just going to keep those. Kids and the wife need them to get in and out anyway. So that's the back. You see everything's black too. Black headliner. You get the red stitching here on the seats as well in the front. Got a bug in here. Taking the front, and the front's really where it's at. And this truck comes with a 9-speaker Alpine stereo system with the Uconnect 5. The Uconnect 5 is terrific. It's got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. That's the first vehicle I've ever had with the wireless Android Auto like that. So inside here, super comfortable. You can see the seats. They say Built to Serve on them. And then they have here, so like if you are a serviceman, if you're in the fire department or whatever line of service you're in, military, you can put your patch right onto the seat. Pretty neat. Also says Built to Serve there. This is built off the Bighorn package. Typically in the Bighorn, you're not going to get leather seats, but you do in this with these fancy orange backdrop. And then, so then you get 2 glove boxes here. You got one there. You got one here. Okay. You got a little more storage up top. And 12-volt outlet. Your screen, moving down. You got heated seats, heated steering wheel. So if you guys are in the cold climates, there you go. Dual zone climate control, which is all operable from the screen. I'll show you that in a little bit. And then let me actually fire it up. You guys can see it all come to life. So the screen here, super customizable. I'll go over that with you in a minute. That's another great feature that I really, really like about the truck. So you get your dual zone climate control, and you change your modes. What I like about this is you don't got the big 12-inch screen. The big 12-inch screen is obviously something everybody really likes, right? They want, everybody wants the big, gigantic Tesla-looking screen. So if you guys aren't familiar, they offer, this is the 8.4-inch screen, but they offer the 12-inch, which comes basically all the way down and eliminates all these knobs and buttons, and everything is on the screen. That's great, but to me, if that ever freezes up, the screen stops working, something, you have no controls left to do anything manually. I kind of like this better. You don't lose any features at all from going to this screen to the bigger screen. It's just aesthetics, really. It's what you like. If you like the big screen, the way it'll work on the bigger screen is you kind of have all your audio settings and stuff up there, and then all your heated controls and all these controls that are typically here with knobs are just on the screen. And so it's kind of like split the screen. It's nice. It's beautiful. My brother had it, and a Ram Rebel he had, and it's gorgeous, but not necessary. And it's I think it's like $2,000 upgrade. So moving down, and more power outlets here. USB-Cs, regular USBs, and then you have an auxiliary input, another cubby here. I just have the key fob in here. Show you what the key fob looks like. So it has the remote start. Nice little, pretty small. It's not too big. Some of these, some manufacturers, the key fobs are gigantic. Pretty nice key fobs the Ram gives you. Center console is terrific. So this is another thing I like. So I'm filming with the phone, so I can't really show you exactly, but you guys will know what I'm talking about. If you you ever have your phone plugged in and you want to kind of stand it up, or unless you have a phone mount somewhere, the phone's got to be laid down somewhere because the wire's coming off the bottom of the phone. The way Ram does it is you have this phone stand here, so your phone can click inside in there. When the wire is plugged into your phone, let's say you got your phone plugged in and charging, it kind of hangs out the bottom. So they have these two slots here, so you can click two phones in there, and it's actually wide enough to stand three phones up next to each other. If you're charging them, you got two slots so the wires can go through, and it holds your phone in place. Super nice. It's not going to flop around. It's not going to go nowhere. And this is all rubber, so it doesn't scratch it. Everything's rubber here. So that's super cool. When you turn it on, you see these light up for what they're for. You got your front sonar sensors you can turn off. So if you're going through a drive-through or something and it's beeping like crazy, you're close to the wall. I've had that happen before. You can just turn them off. Rear parking sensors you can turn off. Tow haul mode, and then traction control on and off. And then you have your four-wheel drive system here. Your shifter in this truck is a knob. Definitely takes a little getting used to. I'm still constantly reaching for a shifter every time I get in the truck. We'll go from reverse to drive, but it takes a little getting used to. My work car is a Ford Fusion, and it has the knob, but it's on the center console, so still it takes a little getting used to. The one nice thing about it was I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but it frees up a lot of room in the center console for storage, and I'm all about that with the having the extra storage. I like to have that, especially when you're traveling with your wife. You know how much stuff the wives like to bring, so you got plenty of room here. So with this setup, with the off-road package, you get the different transfer case. So you'll get the 4-wheel drive auto, 2-wheel drive, and then you also get the 4-low. You have auto start stop, and that's because you have the e-torque system. With the e-torque system, you get the auto stop start. You can turn it off. You get hill descent control and your rear axle lock. So that's like a rear diff lock. You put it in neutral if you're towing it. Flat towing it, you can put it in neutral. So it's pretty cool. Center console. So these cup holders kind of adjust three ways. So you got it all the way out, and then you can go part way in, and then all the way in. And when it's all the way in here, you'll see how deep this is. That's up to pretty much my elbow, and then it goes all the way back, also. So it's very big. A lot of storage there. Now if you open it up, you got a little storage tray here, which you can also access when you open it up like this. So if this was all the way back, you kind of get the idea. That's the storage tray there. Now typically you'll have even more storage than again underneath. This truck, the built to serve, comes with a safe, locking safe. So keys for it are right here. I just haven't put one on my keychain yet, and I'll keep the other one with the spare. But you can basically, whatever you like to carry, your pew-pews, or lock up your wife's purse when you go going to the movies because you're a gentleman and you're paying. And you got a place to lock up some valuables. Don't have to worry about nobody taking it. And then you stick your key in there, lock it up. It's good to go. It's solid steel safe like you would have in your house, bolted to the floor of the truck. No way anybody's getting in there unless they got a stick of dynamite with them. So you can see all the storage here. And then that's kind of the underside. So then also, besides the underneath there, you can also open the top and you get a little more storage even. And then you even get another USB right there. And then, which I forgot to mention to you also, you get another 110 outlet here, which is right down there. So you have the 110 outlet in the back and in the front. And then there's also another little cubby way underneath there. I mean, the truck's just loaded with storage and outlets. You could power a lot of laptops and cell phones in here. So a lot of neat little features in this truck that I wasn't really all too familiar with. My brother had a Ram and it was beautiful. I always said they had the nicest interiors, but I never really looked at all the the details of it when he had it. It wasn't mine, obviously. You have your sunglass holder up there, which fits. My sunglasses are fairly large, and they fit nice. So then you have your map lights and stuff. Vanity lights on both sides. So center stack here, the screen, I was telling you before, it's very customizable. I have it, the way I have it set up right now is how I was kind of fooling around with it last night. So you can change, I'll zoom in a little bit there for you. So you can change each corner to show you different things. Whatever it is you want to see on display, you can go into the menu. So if I go to screen setup, I can hit upper left. Click on that, and then you can have it show you whatever you want. You'll see it changes. Right? Oil pressure. You can have, and when you go to, most of the gauges will show you a little gauge, which to me isn't that accurate, so I don't really use them for that much. So I keep the fuel mileage there. Only got 142 miles on it so far. I have it on the left side. I have my engine temp, so it's right now showing 204 degrees. And then on the right side, I have showing the transmission temperature. So right now, transmission is at 172. And you can configure that however you want. So you just go through here, and it will change each, depending on whatever it is you want. And then you can reset it. Current gear. So when you're driving and you put it in drive, I don't know if it'll do it here or there we go. So if you put it in drive, it'll show you we're in first gear. Obviously, we haven't moved, but as you drive, it'll show you what gear you're in the transmission. Or you can just turn that off, the current gear. You can turn that on or off. I like it on. I like to see what gear I'm in, especially if you're towing and stuff. You want to see what gear you're running in. Then if you scroll through here, using these buttons, you can kind of show radio station, stop start, tell you when it's ready, trip info, you got trip A, trip B, average fuel economy, distance to empty, all that good stuff. It also has one more thing. There you go. So two different ways to see it, I guess. Then you have your battery voltage, speedometer, and then of course going back into the screen setup to customize how you want it. Then you have your analog gauges, of your water temp. I like to actually see what the temperature is, and then your tach, speedometer, fuel gauge. Super nice. I mean, I can't say enough things about the comfort of this truck. You have the auto headlights. You have power adjustable pedals. Right, I keep them all the way down because I'm short. Electric parking brake. I'm not really a fan of electric parking brakes. I like the mechanical ones, but it's everybody's going to the electric parking brakes now. My wife's Traverse has had it for years. Even here, you'll see the shiny door handles, but they're not chrome. It's like a black chrome. So there's no chrome really in the whole truck. So it's nice. You don't have any highly reflective surfaces. Even that, it's like a blacked out chrome. And then you have here your finishes here. You got the blacked out chrome. And then like a gray textured paint finish. All around there continues. And you got your diamond plate. Gloss black diamond plate look up there. So you'll see Alpine stereo. You got 3 speakers on the dash. And then you have the 2 in the door. You have 2 in the back doors as well. And then you have 2 in the headliner. Up top there, if you can see them with the glare. Yep. And then you also have a subwoofer behind the seat. So, I mean, super luxurious, super spacious. The truck is super comfortable. It's got power driver seat, 8-way power driver seat with power lumbar. It is, I mean, when I tell you comfort-wise, this is the most comfortable truck I've ever driven by far. Every vehicle I've ever had, there's always something about the comfort level of it, like getting your seat in the right position. For example, sometimes you get your seat, you're really comfortable. You may have your seat in a position where you're really comfortable and you may get it right. But then when you're driving, you know, I don't like to drive with my hand on top of the steering wheel often. You want to rest your arms, especially on a long drive. So you can hold your wheel here. The ergonomics of the truck is great because the way the door panel armrest is, it's just perfect. You can rest your elbow while you're holding the wheel. In the Ford Ranger, that was actually one gripe I had about the comfort was if you held the wheel, the armrest basically on the door was so low it was useless. You couldn't. You would have to lean down 6 inches on the left to use the armrest on the door. It was basically useless. And then the window controls were all the way back here, so you had to like bring your arm up to open the windows. It was kind of awkward. I didn't understand why that was designed that way. Must have been midgets designing that setup. But yeah, so that's pretty much what you have here. I know some of you guys are probably like, man, this dude is absolutely bonkers with the way he trades in vehicles, but I promise you this one was not planned nor intentional. I wasn't driving around the Ford for 3 weeks and said, I'm done with this truck, I need to get a new one. That's not how it went down at all. There was a couple things that happened that led to this. And like I said, I'm not going to really get into the detail of that in the video here. If you guys must know, because it's just, you're not going to be able to sleep tonight, you can DM me on Instagram at Odyssey_Offroad, which you should be following me anyway. I mean, that's just the thing to do. So if you guys got to know, you can DM me there. I'll be more than happy to share my reasons. But you can kind of see here the color again. It's just terrific. Love the stance of the truck. It's got a slight rake. It's not too bad. So that when you're towing, you're not going to be sagging. Give you another walk around here. The color scheme, this color with the black is just amazing, I think. I mean, right there with that view is just terrific. Give you guys a shot of the skid plates underneath too. Like I was telling you, it comes with the off-road package here. You get all these skid plates on the truck. Give you some different angles. Now I did look at some other full-size truck options. I considered an F-150. Really, in having a full-size truck, and it's really one of the things that's kept me away from the new Tundra, is I kind of like having a V8. The V8s are just going away now. And before you know it, one of these days, you're not going to be able to get one. And then this truck here, you know, plan is to keep it a long time. I'll have a V8 truck when you probably can't even get them anymore. And, you know, last of the big V8s. For now, anyway, unless things change. So I'll show you the skid plates underneath. It's got a lot of skid plates. So you got full steel skid plates under the fuel tank. You have skid plates under the transfer case. I don't know, it's hard to see right here. And then you have skid plates under the engine as well. They are steel skid plates, so they'll do a pretty good job. Not that I'm going to be doing anything gnarly with this truck, where I'm going to hopefully be bashing them in, but not bashing them in, I should say. But I am going to, you know, take it down some dirt roads and some trails and stuff. Maybe down the line we'll do a slightly like one size up bigger tire. These come with 275 55 20s. So I would go up. My father has a Ram and he's got 275 60 20s, and it's just one size up. It's like a 33 and a half, which looks perfect in my opinion. So maybe like a additional 1-inch lift in those tires, and I think it'd probably set it off really nice. but that'll be down the road. I'm going to drive it just like this for now. Wheel flares come with part of this package as well. Not sure if I mentioned that before, but truck's got an overall aggressive look to it with the blacked out Ram. I mean, I love driving it. It's just a super pleasurable drive. We went out for my father's birthday last night, took the truck, put the kids in the back. My wife had all kinds of stuff. She baked, cupcakes and brownies and stuff for the party, and we were able to put them in the back seat with the kids sitting there, and there was plenty of room. If I would never have been able to do that in the Ranger, they'd have been kicking the cupcakes across the floor of the car or stepping on them, or there's just no room in a midsize that way. And that's, the upside of a midsize is your everyday drive, and you're driving around by yourself, zipping in and out of parking lots, and it's a lot more nimble of a vehicle. Obviously, this is a big truck. It says Ram here again. Talked about that before. Another place where it says Ram, right on the taillights there. And that's it, man. You guys let me know what you think. If you like the truck, if you think it's a keeper, I think it is. It's going to be, I can tell you that. I actually had intentions on keeping the Ford, but like I said, there was some things that just led to the fact that we got rid of it. So this truck also, while I'm at it, has the gasless fuel cap. I think everybody seems to be going to that now. The Ford had that as well. My wife's Chevy Traverse has that. So we'll be adding the bed liner to the truck, and the tow haul, the trailer brake controller. The factory trailer brake controller just goes right here. The plugs are already back there. The module gets mounted back there on a bracket, and then the switch goes right here, and then the dealer's just got to program it, because it also works in conjunction with the dash. So it'll show you your brake pressure and all that stuff so it's got to be flashed to the computer. So you can install it all yourself, but then you got to take it to the dealer and they got to flash it for you. So if I got to go to the dealer anyway, I may just order it through them and have them install it. Just do the whole shebang. If I got to go there anyway, may as well just have them do it. And what I'll do too is I'll show you guys the while we're in here, the center stack. We didn't really go over this stuff, but so this is you'll see it set up a profile. It senses your key that you have. You set up a profile, so it says welcome Joe, and then you can switch users if you have multiple users in there. So let me turn this down. So your home, you can set your home screen up how you want. So I have it showing the radio station, and then this is basically, you can set this up, so you can set up widgets. So I have a widget here that shows shortcuts. So on that widget, you can set up 6 different shortcuts to go to wherever you want. So if I'm driving and say I'm towing something, I want to check my backup camera, boom, done. It's right there. I can just check it. If I want to just go right to Android Auto, even though it's down there, your audio settings, and then you can add different widgets. Okay, it's kind of like your phone. And then if you just go to audio, obviously, you'll have your audio only. You have your sources, and it's all touch. You can swipe to get, you'll see what's up top there, source, what's playing, browse, and audio. You can kind of just swipe over. It's super responsive, as you can see. There's really no delay. This is again the Entune 5 system, not the Entune 4. So with this, you get the wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. So you don't got to plug it in. You start it, you Bluetooth's on your phone, it automatically turns Android Auto on. So you can click on Android Auto, it'll take you home. And then you have your vehicle settings here, apps, and then you can also customize the screen. There's like 4 different themes. So the theme I have it on has the reddish orange accents and the blacked out background with the kind of like diamond plate look, which is kind of similar to matching up there. That's the one I chose. So and you can get bored of it, you can change it up, So there's a lot of cool features here. I really like this head unit, and the stereo system sounds absolutely terrific. It's got a good clear highs, nice mid ranges, and the bass is perfect. Definitely one of the best stereo systems from the factory you can get. Now, with Ram, you can also get one more better stereo system. So you have your bass stereo, then you have your Alpine 9-speaker with the sub, and then you can also get the Harman Kardon stereo, and that's got like 14 speakers or something ridiculous. And that thing is I can't even imagine how good that stereo sounds. From what I understand, it's amazing. I can only imagine, because this Alpine to me sounds terrific. I'm super happy with that. I don't need anything more than that. It's awesome. But that Harman Kardon must be amazing if it's better than this. So there you have it. That's the 2022 Ram 1500 4x4 built to serve edition. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On your way out, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. A lot of you guys are returning viewers. I can see that in the stats. You know, you're returning and you're watching the videos, but you're not subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe. It really helps me out tremendously. We are about 40 subscribers away from 2,000. I'd love to get to that 2,000 mark here maybe by the end of the week. That would be great. I really appreciate that. You guys can smash that subscribe button. If you're first time here watching the channel, scroll back. I got a ton of content. See what else you're interested in. We do anything related to off-roading on this channel. ATVs, side-by-sides, trucks, Jeeps, whatever, you name it. Modifications, walkarounds, how-tos, all kinds of stuff. We have trail riding videos, dune videos, all kinds of goodies for your viewing pleasure. So again, this is Joe from Odyssey Off-Road. Thanks for tuning in. Drive safe, and we will see you guys on the next one.